that private dick, that's a sex machine to all the chicks. You're damn right. Who is the man that would risk his neck for his brother, man?
Please take your seat. The ceremony is about to begin. And now, the Alumni Council presents the TC banner to the class of 2023, represented by student speaker Roao Chen. Assembled guests, please welcome the Teachers College Doctoral graduates. The Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology, led by banner bearer Elliot Matthew Huau. The Department of Organization and Leadership, led by banner bearer Stephanie von Neumers. Friends and families, please welcome the Teachers College Master's graduates. The Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology, led by banner bearer Joda Kenny Wu. The Department of Organization and Leadership, led by banner bearer Morgan Dana Matthews. And now, please welcome the faculty of Teachers College. Please welcome the President's Party, led by Katie Embry, Chief of Staff and Secretary of the College. Please be seated. Please welcome Leslie Morse Nelson, Chair, Board of Trustees.
Good evening and welcome to all of our graduates and guests here watching from afar as well. As chair of the Teachers College Board of Trustees, I have the honor of officially opening today's ceremony and being the first to congratulate the 2023 Master's graduates of Teachers College. As we celebrate your accomplishments, we know it has not been easy, and each of you has had a journey marked by unexpected challenges and hardship. That is what makes today all the more meaningful, So once again, I would say, give yourselves a big round of applause for all you have accomplished. This is a momentous day, not only because it signifies the culmination of a tremendous amount of academic effort, hours upon hours of work on papers, research, exams, presentations, clinical fieldwork, but also because it signals your commitment and your readiness to step into the world and make a difference as innovators and leaders. Some of you are heading into classrooms to launch your careers as teachers. You will be working on the front lines of our country's future, nurturing and shaping the hearts and minds of young people at a time when our nation urgently needs citizens with a clear vision of what is just and what is possible. Thank you for taking on this incredibly important work. Others of you will be shaping hearts and minds and bodies through other types of service, as artists, art administrators, psychologists, counselors, health practitioners, neuroscientists, speech pathologists, and so much more. Together you embody what Teachers College has recognized since our founding over 130 years ago. For individuals to flourish and reach their full potential, we must support their well-being comprehensively, both in and out of school and from birth into old age. This foundational insight, this drive to address the whole of human development, is why Teachers College offers graduate programs not just in education, but also psychology, health, and leadership. It is why TC scholars have always been at the forefront of identifying and meeting emerging societal needs, establishing the nation's first programs in educational psychology, nutrition education, international education, special education, and so many other areas. And it is why so many TC graduates have gone on to be leaders in their fields. I am so proud and grateful to be here to celebrate this new class of graduates, who I know will continue to build on and contribute to this great legacy. Now it is my very great pleasure to introduce the President of Teachers College, Thomas Bailey.
Thank you, Leslie. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Teachers College's 2023 convocation. Now, graduates, good? We can keep clapping. Many more. You did it. After all the long hours and late nights, you are at the finish line, and at what is recognized as the top graduate school in education, no less. All right, just getting warmed up. Now look around, breathe deeply. Now give yourselves a long and thoroughly deserved round of applause. Now, maybe the most important. Of course, you all deserve credit for your accomplishments, but you have also been helped by parents, siblings, spouses, partners, extended family, friends and colleagues, and of course, our wonderful TC faculty and staff. So let's put our hands together for them too. All right. I'm going to have to speak some now, terrific. You're remarkable, and you've just illustrated the most important lesson we can teach you. Success in nearly all human endeavors results from people working together. That principle is built into the very walls where we stand today. Here, more than 90 years ago, at the United Palace Theater in Washington Heights, the neighborhood's immigrant families would gather to build community through a shared appreciation for the arts. The theater itself, which incorporates elements prevalent throughout Islamic, Buddhist, and Hindu architecture, rose to prominence during the Great Depression and World War II. During a time of immense pain and uncertainty for many, this place brought people together and gave them the opportunity to imagine a better future. Working together to courageously envision and pursue a better future is a lesson that has never been more relevant. The world is facing unprecedented challenges, from global warming to widening health gap to the rise of authoritarianism abroad, violence and racism here in the United States, and even the uncertainty and anxiety created by developments in artificial intelligence. But one of the biggest challenges that also stands in the way of addressing many other problems is polarization and its drivers: misunderstanding, fear, suspicion, and hatred, the hallmarks of all periods of great strife. Think of the language used to describe such times: a house divided, brother against brother, the center will not hold. These are images that can induce trepidation and prompt reflection on avoiding struggle and seeking a quiet life. But remember, every challenge represents an even greater opportunity. We are at an inflection point, but if we overcome our differences, if we can launch a new chapter in the story of our society. Or as a wonderful Ethiopian saying puts it, when spiders unite, they can tie down a lion. Graduates, because of who you are and what TC has given you, you are well equipped to lead us in tying down the lions of our era. As researchers, teachers, psychologists, technologists, artists, public health specialists, and so much more, you have the knowledge and skills to address challenges in your various fields. But even more importantly, you can create consensus and collaboration because you know the power of evidence to supersede ideology and pre-existing bias. You value any and all perspectives, experiences that enrich debate and widen the field of potential solutions. You see the promise of technology to augment our skills and maximize our shared potential, even as you are mindful of its dangers. You understand that healthy, well-resourced, and connected communities help families thrive and children develop into productive, engaged citizens. Graduates, as you continue your journey, I offer you some particularly striking examples of how TC is affirming those ideals. These efforts, in which you, alongside the faculty, play key roles in some of our priority fields where we are working to magnify our influence and impact. These include the future of teaching and teacher education, mental health and wellness, sustainability and climate change, and leadership and digital innovation in education practice and research. Many of you brought your preparation, expertise, and care directly to schools through student teaching opportunities, practicums across disciplines, and more, helping young people walk away with a better understanding of themselves, the world around them, and their futures. You have investigated what students need in the classroom to succeed and what educators need to help them. You have engaged with school leaders and educators who face very different circumstances and challenges in the countries where they teach to explore how we can all learn more from one another in the international exchange of ideas. But TC does not parachute into our partner schools and organizations and impose pre-existing formulas. Rather, we work together with school leaders, teachers, parents, and students to learn their needs and incorporate their ideas. It's a long-term process that can produce profound and enduring change. Others have worked with faculty to explore how we can understand and embrace one another's differences and bring together opposing views to make the world a more inclusive, less hateful place. An effort that you will need to bravely pursue throughout your careers. As we witness the banning of books in schools, the silencing of educators, and the distortion of the role of race in our history, we know that the pursuit of equity and inclusion faces more pervasive challenges each day, but you are rising to the occasion. You have worked with faculty to reimagine how schools can function as more inclusive, engaging places for everyone. You have analyzed the barriers that hinder equitable access to health care and mental health services and have worked together to develop possible solutions. Some of you have provided brain health screenings and support to our neighbors in Harlem and Washington Heights, provided mental health care to our friends across the globe affected by displacement, or worked with faculty to provide research-based solutions to one of the greatest public health challenges our country has ever faced, gun violence. You've championed the new frontier of digital innovation, working with faculty and practitioners in the field to envision how technology will shift the future of education, health, and psychology. In collaborating with TC's Digital Futures Institute, many of you have participated in our efforts to help teachers integrate digital learning into their classrooms and bring the public together to engage on the future of education technology. Others have pursued a better future for telehealth services on online counseling, understanding that the simple existence of these services does not mean that the work is done. Some of you have made critical contributions to the development of sustainability practices in climate education curriculum, essential components of the future education as the world continues to confront the crisis of climate change. This, much like many of the issues we confront together, is not the kind of problem that any one of us can solve or fix on our own. It will take the contributions of all of us. Graduates, you have been immersed in the special place that is Teachers College, where our innovative faculty and collaborative spirit have prepared you to now lead the way on these issues. Our alumni, thousands strong, are in communities and countries worldwide doing this important work, and now you will join them as alumni to confront what is next. By itself, TC cannot solve national or global problems. Remember, the spiders work together to tie down the lion. Together, over time, we can implement meaningful change. And I want to stress the word together. As a researcher who has spent most of my career working to promote post-secondary success for students of color and for low-income first-generation and immigrant students in our country's community colleges, I learned that genuine improvement comes from broad collaboration. In the laboratory of the real world, there are false starts, failed experiments, new threats, and shifts in leadership and public opinion. Sometimes it seems like we are going backwards, yet ultimately, nothing is insurmountable if we work together. So graduates, I do not say this lightly. You've got this. This is your moment. We need you now more than ever. You've already made us proud. Now, take your knowledge, your skills, and your passion and make us, all of us, better. Thank you. All right, we've now reached the moment in this ceremony where we honor an extraordinary individual whose life work has substantively advanced the cause of human flourishing while upholding TC's core mission to foster excellence and equity in the fields we serve. Among those honored at past ceremonies are Nicole Hannah-Jones, Jill Biden, Stacey Abrams, Thomas Friedman, John Lewis, Maya Angelou, Jonathan Kozol, Jane Goodall, Temple Grandin, and Lee Sing Kong. This year, we honor 4 preeminent practitioners, scholars, and leaders: Dr. Miguel Cardona, Dr. Kevin Nadal, Chef Marcus Samuelson, and Ms. Ellie Lee Cho. I'm delighted to welcome Professor Nick Wasserman to the stage, joined by Interim Provost William Baldwin, to introduce Dr. Miguel Cardona. Thank you.
Good evening, and congratulations, graduates. I am delighted to be a part of this great day, a celebration of your accomplishments. It's my pleasure to invite our medalist, Secretary Miguel Cardona, to join us at the podium. Miguel Cardona, today we pay tribute to your steady leadership and exemplary service as U.S. Secretary of Education. You're a partner and an ally in the field, a teacher, a scholar, and an inspiration. When your grandparents moved from Puerto Rico to mainland United States in the 1960s, they hoped for better opportunities for their children. In 1975, you were born in Connecticut and raised in public housing. You entered kindergarten with Spanish your first language and unable to speak English. But with hard work and support, it didn't take long for you to excel. A Bachelor of Science in Education from Central Connecticut State was followed by a Master of Science in Bilingual and Bicultural Education at the University of Yukon. In 2011, you earned your doctorate at Yukon with a dissertation entitled Sharpening the Focus, let's get this right. Sharpening the Focus of Political Will to Address Achievement Disparities. It looked at the gaps between English language learners and their classmates, a struggle that you yourself knew well. You became an elementary school teacher in Connecticut and then, starting at just 28 years old, served as a school principal for a decade, the youngest in the state to take on that job. In 2019, Governor Lamont appointed you Connecticut's Commissioner of Education, the first Latino in that role. President Biden took notice of your groundbreaking accomplishments, and on March 2nd, 2021, you were sworn in as the 12th United States Secretary of Education. Over the past 2 years, you have successfully led efforts to safely reopen our schools so that students can once again learn in person. Your agenda has included much-needed work to overhaul the American student loan system, focusing on debt relief and policy reform. You pushed for pandemic funding for colleges, paying special attention to community colleges. You've been outspoken in your support for transgender students and their families, and in your opposition to corporal punishment in our schools. And you have echoed the Biden-Harris administration's push for bold investments in education to bolster equity and access across the country. Thank you.
At the time of your nomination, President Biden hailed you with these words. As a lifelong champion of public education, he understands that our children are the kite strings that keep our national ambitions afloat, and that everything that will be possible for our country tomorrow will be thanks to the investments we make and the care that our educators and our schools deliver today. As the nation's first and largest graduate school of education, Teachers College is especially proud to honor your commitment to the values we hold dear. We thank you, Secretary Cardona, for your service and all that is yet to come. In solidarity and gratitude, we present you with the Medal for Distinguished Service.
Thank you. Good evening, Teachers College, Columbia University. What an honor to receive the Medal for Distinguished Service. I accept this on behalf of Abelino and Maria Cardona and Hermana Muñiz, my grandparents who took a leap of faith and traded the paradise for projects so their children and grandchildren can have a better life. This award is theirs. I thrilled to join you here to celebrate this incredible group of graduates. Congratulations to the class of 2023. Give yourselves a round of applause. Anyone here a part of the organizational leadership program? How about the math, science, and technology graduates? Anyone here? Any supportive parents, children, spouses, family members, friends? Today is a special day. Look, you are joining or advancing in the best profession at a time when our students need us most. In a few moments, you're going to cross the stage, you're going to get your degree, but this is just the beginning. Never stop learning. And make sure you learn from every experience, even non-traditional sources of learning. I got to be honest with you, I get a lot of inspiration from all different places, like even music. In fact, there's a New Yorker whose musical catalog is a soundtrack to my journey in education. Anyone hear of Mark Anthony? Well, he sang a song that to me is the perfect metaphor to the role of education in this country at this time. The song is called Flor Pálida. It translates to wilted flower. After the pandemic, the education was a flor pálida, a flower wilting under a storm like no other. Marchita y deshojada, casi pálida, ahogada en un suspiro. It was gasping for air, wilted, and missing its vibrant petals. Like the learning of our young people, it was severely disrupted. Mental health needs escalated. Academic levels hit the lowest marks in decades. And opportunists who stand to benefit from framing public education as a dead end created culture wars to divide school communities in order to privatize public education, the great equalizer. Yes, education emerged from the pandemic as a flor pálida. The thing is, graduates, to recover the strength, vibrancy, and beauty of a wilted rose, you need master gardeners. If our education system is the wilted rose in a garden, you are the master gardeners who will bring our garden back to life, como dice la canción. And this class of master gardeners is filled with teachers of science, teachers of technology, teachers of math, instructional pioneers, and educational leaders who will be responsible for executing the transformational change that our parents and students need and deserve. You are the master gardeners whose efforts will lead to a garden of beautifully diverse flowers that will continue to grow and bring hope to this country and to our world. The song says toward the end, recuperó el color que había perdido porque encontró un cuidador que la regara. It recovered its beauty and color because it found someone to water it. De aquella flor, hoy el dueño soy yo. Meaning, I now am responsible for that flower. We now are responsible for education in this country. And with the master gardeners here, whether you enter the classroom, nonprofit, or administrative positions, I'm confident in the future of our 65 million students in America. I want to thank President Bailey, Board Chair Nelson, Professor Wasserman, and Interim Provost Baldwin for welcoming me here and honoring me with this Medal of Distinguished Service. Professor Wasserman, you were kind to share a little bit about my own doctoral capstone. The title was Sharpening the Focus of Political Will to Address Achievement Disparities. That was something I still believe in, that transformative change in education is possible if we muster the will. Here I want to draw inspiration from one of your most distinguished past graduates. She got started as an early childhood educator, teaching 4-year-olds at Child Care Center in Harlem. At night, she would take the subway to her master's classes at Teachers College, where she enrolled because she felt that education is the only real passport out of poverty. Later on, as a member of the New York State Assembly and then U.S. Congress, she fought for scholarships so more Black young people could access higher education. She made sure teachers who went on maternity leave didn't lose their jobs. She pushed for job training centers to connect learning to careers. The name of that Teachers College alum? Shirley Chisholm. You might know her better for her incredible achievements as the first Black woman elected to Congress and the first Black woman to run for president of the United States as part of a major party. But it was her belief in the power of education to open doors that caused her to make Teachers College a part of her journey. At every step of the way, she saw how the status quo in education was broken. She reimagined what the system could be, and she succeeded because she mustered the will. So as you go forward on your journey, Teachers College degree in hand, I encourage you to muster your will in 3 big ways. First, keep the will to chase your passion, not a position. Look, I know it's tempting to see your end goal as a particular job, but if you wait for the position you want to demonstrate the will we need, you might miss an opportunity to make a difference for students here and now. I have the same passion today to serve my students, to close achievement gaps, to give them every opportunity to succeed, as I did when I was a 21-year-old 4th grade teacher with 23 students. Today, my scope is just greater, but my passion never changed. The second area where we need your willpower in education is the will to prioritize systems, not superheroes. I'm sure your studies here at Teachers College have shown you there are pockets of excellence all over this country. Name a state. You could find a superhero teacher, principal, and all-star superintendent doing incredible things. With your Teachers College training, you might well become the next superheroes in education, and I hope you will. But let's also be clear. What we need to focus on is building systems, not superheroes. Our goal is to have the improvements we bring into education outlast us in our current roles. So if it's working, sustain it. If it's broken, reimagine it. And if it doesn't exist, build it. As I said yesterday in my hearing, investing in our children is no different than investing in defense. Both protect our tomorrow. And we're not going to be able to do that. We're not going to be able to do that without systems that last. And that brings me to my final piece of advice about how we apply our will in education. And it came from a special education teacher in Connecticut, Rindy Hardy. At the time, I was just 21 years old, and I was getting ready to leave student teaching after finishing up the semester. This was like way back in the 1900s. At my farewell party, she pulled me aside and she said, Miguel, never forget, you teach kids, not curriculum. That was deep. I think it was her way of warning me, you're going to get overwhelmed with the requirements of curriculum, all the paperwork, all the rules, all the mandates from central office, but you cannot lose sight of what this is really about. Working with children, working for families, working for people. You see, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many degrees you have. It doesn't matter how many fancy letters you have after your name. It doesn't even matter if you know how to write policy really well. What matters is if you're able to use your God-given gifts to improve the lives of the students you serve. If you do, you're always going to be happy. Passion, not position. Systems, not superheroes. Kids, not curriculum. Imagine what's possible when you Put the full force of your will behind each of those priorities. As Shirley Chisholm once said, you don't make progress by standing on the sidelines, whimpering and complaining. You make progress by implementing ideas. As your Secretary of Education, I'm going to tell you, now more than ever, we need your courageous leadership in education. That means breaking the mold. It means challenging the status quo. It means being willing to get a little uncomfortable for what you believe in. Let me tell you, if your bold ideas in leadership are not making some people feel uncomfortable, then you're not pushing hard enough. Today, as you embark on the next phase of your journey in education, one where you serve as master gardeners responsible for cultivating a beautiful garden of learners, you'll use what you learned at Teachers College to make a difference for children and for our country. With you as master gardeners, our country is in good hands. Congratulations again to the class of 2023. Thank you. Thank you.
And now, please welcome student speaker Rohao Chen from the Department of Organization and Leadership.
President Bailey, Secretary Cardona, family and friends, and TC class of 2023. Good evening. I am Rohao Chen from Adult Learning and Leadership. It's my great honor to give a graduation speech for the students of 2023. And I'm also very thrilled to have my mom here, who flew in several days ago. Mom. So, Teachers College and China have a much older and longer relationship than many of us know. 110 years ago, a young Chinese student came to study at Teachers College. He was John Dewey and Paul Monroe's student, and returned to China with their educational beliefs. Though China was poor at that time, he imagined it as prosperous, thriving through modern education. He spread the idea of life education. In specific, education of life, education by life, and education for life, and carry out these ideas in a rural school near Nanjing. His efforts and examples greatly advanced modern Chinese education. This TC graduate, Tao Xingzhi, This TC graduate, Tao Xingzhi, was later called the people's educator in China. His story marks the century-long connection between Teachers College and China. Inspired by Tao Xingzhi and my undergraduate professor, Dr. Nicholson, I came to Teachers College to study adult learning and leadership after 6 years as a high school teacher at Guangzhou Zhixing High School. Actually, today I have one of my undergraduate professors and one of my former students here in the audience. Thank you so much. So in the 7 years at TC, I have met so many beautiful human beings and collected so many precious stories. 3 TC people in particular have shown me the power of kindness. Rocky Swartz was my boss when I was working part-time as a delivery boy at the Business Service Center. Yeah. Maybe many of you here know Rocky Swartz. So Rocky is a big-hearted and genuinely kind person who treats everyone fairly. He told me a story once. After his return to the US from Africa for the Peace Corps, the Liberian Civil War broke out. Rocky helped his students and friends escape the war, including a Liberian family of 7 who came to the US without a place to live. It was difficult for a family of 7. However, Rocky shared his small apartment with this family of 7 for 2 years. It wasn't easy, and it touched me. And now the kids from this family have graduated in universities in the US. Yeah. Then there's TC security officer, Dr. Dennis Chambers. I guess many of you have met Dr. Dennis Chambers. Many people who know Dr. Dennis Chambers are impressed by his knowledge and wisdom, but wonder why he stays on as a security officer after earning his doctoral degree from TC. I had the same question. He told me, a real leader doesn't have to be appointed in that position. Yeah. Effective leadership, he states, can be achieved through navigating and negotiating relationships. People see Dr. Dennis Chambers as a security officer, but they don't realize that he exercised his leadership by fostering all types of relationships in and outside the college, as an entrepreneur, a consultant, and a community activist for youth development. He even runs a martial arts school in Harlem to help kids grow physically and psychologically. Finally, I want to mention my dear mentor and advisor, Professor Victoria Masick, an untiring professor for students and adult learning educators. Professor Masick uses her expertise and kindness to guide students' growth and to build a caring and collaborative learning environment. Week in and week out, she has been doing this for decades. Yes, that's true, right? So, my academic program has directed me into a qualified adult learning researcher, but the exemplary work and kindness of faculties like Professor Masick and her colleagues, and staff like Rocky Swartz and Dennis Chambers have inspired me to become a humanistic as well as a kind-hearted person, a kind-hearted educator. Thank you so much for being role models for me and all of us. Thank you so much. Yeah. So because of their influence, over the past 7 years, I have assisted 7 professors in over 30 courses. And during COVID-19, I also tried to organize 2 TC concerts to bring people comfort. And I also tried to raise funds, which was nearly $30,000 to buy PPE for the Columbia Medical Center. And I also built an educational platform, Education for Growth, where more than 6,000 educators and practitioners came to exchange their ideas on education. So just as Dr. Amra Shabik El Rakes, Associate Professor of Practice in Adult Learning and Leadership, shared with me, maybe we can't change the world overnight, but we can start small by helping students around us one by one. So inspired by Tao Xingzhi and all the remarkable people I have met at TC, this is the message I have for you, class of 2023. Start small, but dream big, and begin with kindness. The world out there needs us, the humanistic, and the kind and caring educators. Finally, I want to end up my speech with the words from John Lennon's Imagine. You may say I'm a dreamer. I guess many of you know that song, and I'm going to sing it out. And I would like to invite you to join if you can sing it, okay? You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Thank you so much. Happy graduation.
Please welcome the TC Grad Ensemble, comprised of graduates from the Music and the Music Education Program, Department of Arts and Humanities.
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby. If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far. Don't worry, baby, just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe.
Remember the day I set you free. I told you you could always count on me, darling. From that day on, I made a vow I'll be there when you want me, some way, somehow. 'Cause baby, there
Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe.
oh no, darling. No wind, no rain, oh winter cold can't stop me, baby.
Oh no, baby.
'Cause you are my
If you're ever in trouble, I'll be there on the double. Just
stand for me, oh baby. My love is alive, way down in my heart. Although we are miles apart, baby.
If you ever need a helping hand, I'll be there on the double just as fast as I can. 'Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from you. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from you. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from you. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from you. Ain't no mountain high enough, and nothing will keep me from you. Ain't no mountain high enough, and nothing can keep me from you.
And now, to recognize each of the master's degree candidates are Tom Rock, Vice Provost of Student Affairs, and Denise Bonetta, Executive Director of Graduate Student Life and Development.
Thank you very much, and good evening. Congratulations, graduates and families. We will now read the names of the graduates with a Master of Arts, Master of Education, Master of Philosophy, and Master of Science degrees by academic department.
We now welcome the master's degree graduates from the Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology. Matthew Barone.
Spencer Christian.
Stephen Tabinski.
Jenna Quilty.
Lucy Nelson.
Miao Liao.
Anissa Bora.
Rayhan Zhang.
Caitlin Etry.
Gabriela Grinwald Alves.
Sarah Suh.
Hannah Vanya.
Maya Schwartz.
Novia Hoki and DT.
Carol Castañeda.
Nicole Zilker.
Edwick Burdick.
Hajin Cho.
Kate Resilosa.
Eric Dios.
Zichi Liu.
Zichen Fang.
Gelsi Jen.
Yuhang Lee.
Yuji Gu.
Hui Hu.
Juoda Wu.
Brett Schechter.
Soyoung Moon.
Shiyua Penn.
Ivy Wu.
Angela Song.
Catherine Conroy.
Chi Chuang.
Chanyo Wu.
Yanshu Lee.
Yu Zhang.
Yuling Chen.
Bohan Chen.
Jishun Zhang.
Chinya Shu.
Ishin Zhang.
Xiao Tiffany Ling.
Jingyu Wu.
Aching Feng.
Qinyun Chen.
Shengting Wang.
Yue Liu.
Yiran Wang.
Shreya Suta.
Yojin Yoon.
Kelly Wang.
Tai Ishikawa.
Ethan Bookstein.
Jacob Cianco.
Carmen Feng.
Lei Jin.
Lorna Otero.
Titus Chen.
Heidi Halstead.
Grace Choi.
Mara Danoff.
Jeanlon Wei.
Wu Yuan Liu.
Daniel Hetterer.
Jordan Birkland.
Blake Danzig.
Walter Akio Goya.
Megan Henderson.
Wajafa Uftal.
Tianyi Dong.
Sihang Liang.
Tiansong Wang.
Jackie Wu.
Keiying Chen.
Xiaoyan Chen.
Angqi Wang.
Hillary Kim.
Yitze Wu.
Xinyi Wu.
Ingrid Wang.
Yiran Ma.
Janani Haranara Yenan.
Wuernshan Seo.
Chenying Ho.
Pranisa Chongpakdi.
Tippy Pasak.
Melissa Young.
Shi Lin.
Rainy Duan.
Iman Niatzi.
Andrea Chen.
Mingxing Che.
Ebi Ebodo.
Reski Pornawati.
Daniel Zhang.
Xinyui Fu.
Tanyu Roy.
Peishuan Ren.
Zixin Liu.
Robinson Torres.
Manwai Ing.
Nicole Aber Kobo.
Chloe Wang.
Manru Lee.
Siyu Duan.
Zuer Chen.
Zifang Liu.
Jianan Lian.
Hillary Ferguson.
Namita Ranji Bailian.
Estelle Cha.
Lucky Liu.
Jin Yu. That concludes the graduates from the Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology. I now ask the department faculty from the Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology to rise if you are able and be recognized by our master's graduates.
We now welcome the master's degree graduates from the Department of Organization and Leadership. Angela Fisher.
Donnie Smith.
Douglas Davis.
Maurice Hill, Jr.
Jeffrey Gary.
Michelle Tercellino.
Natasha Chada.
Debbie Rivera Murphy.
Stephanie Braun.
Susanna Whitaker Waters.
Nina Hanlon.
Justin Baker Fett.
Smith.
Kristen Glasheen.
Dan White.
Meg Farrenbrook.
Bianca Nunez.
Rachel Marchese.
Arlene Padilla.
Montserrat Munoz Lopez.
Elizabeth Carlson Rasmussen.
Melina Phillips.
Ananya Sui.
Junelli Vargas.
Tamaris Kushkambuth.
Sariyu Chanat.
Libby Boymel.
Morgan Matthews.
Bridget McGivern.
Homa Hanjani.
Jonathan Drummy.
Lindsay Varghese.
Kelly Jackson.
Rochelle Camino Oliver.
Larissa Shiska.
Alec Daniel.
Sophia Obregon.
Marjorie Jansen.
Sarah Hagan.
Jamie Tracy.
Olivia Margaret Wiles.
Angelina Shimon.
Kayla Peckman.
Kelechi Basil.
Daniel Friedman.
Liam Ellis.
Didi Anofinum.
Hannah Miller Rich.
Joyce Lang.
Tracy Barrett.
Christy Lindquist.
Megan Mortensen.
Christina Woodwick.
Emily Hasselbacher.
Christine Morrison.
Lucy McGee.
Abigail Bedrick.
Yanni Gakopoulos.
Janavi Kathari.
Shannon Knott.
Sophia Chang.
George Shea.
Rafael Perez.
Megan Carpenter.
Karen Weiner.
Pablo Henderson.
Bobby Casaneo.
Leticia Vasquez.
Amy Holly Alvarez.
Noemi Morales Horsford.
Suryogo.
Christy Denise Krish.
Kendall Kitara.
Amanda Lowe.
Stephanie Sapp.
Divya Ramu.
Amy Brovman.
Allison Giller.
Tara Denning.
Kate Bainbridge.
Hannah Dents.
Brendan Wu.
Lindsay Gordon.
Sarah Hunt.
Aljahara Althani.
Disantila Janta.
Don Rogers.
Hagai Halan.
Linda Abdul Samad.
Frank Duan.
Mariano Di Virgilius.
Yuchun Lin.
Maura Wachter.
Okay. Zach Marusa.
Darnid Kayo.
Rebecca Lofgren.
Ani Candelario Escobar.
Ben Weatherby.
Rebecca Walski.
Megan McCall.
Laura Stone Reardon.
Emily Glore. Melissa Rooker.
Julie Lauren Stevens.
Juliana Gomez.
Saeko Yasukura.
David Corbino.
Cassandra Chang.
Jessica Williams.
Mana Upili.
Leonira Villanueva.
Amelia Jones.
Anna Galarza.
Jaylene Matrosito Salcedo.
Tamara Sherdock.
Najee Warner.
Cynthia Reeves Simpson.
Sonia West.
Brittany Lewis.
Barbara Simpson.
Wadiogo Induka.
Darren Frazier.
Megan Farrell.
Brianna Conley.
Sekander Jumal.
Rebecca Crashto.
Shania Dias.
Mo Khan.
Kathleen Minahan.
Timar Agdegbeli.
Julia Chen.
Jennifer McCosby.
Andrea Cassiano.
Andreas Penteli.
Natong Yang.
Zishuan Wang.
Clive Liu.
Rebecca Martinez.
Natasha Henry Rodriguez.
Emily Clyburn.
Julius Figueroa.
Tommy Gonzalez.
Paola Brito.
Ray Mays Jr.
Cal Ori.
Renee Foster.
Nunavia Peacock Strong.
Sydney Julian.
Anya Meyer.
Isela Luna.
Irving R. Mata Leon.
Talib Owens.
Caitlin Rubley.
Trinity Wardle.
Isabel Lehman.
Kendall Brown.
Avni Nudar.
Taylor Simonin.
Layla Muhammad.
Jasmine Wynn.
Ishita Mishra.
Shireen Abubakar.
Dwayne Jackson.
Melissa Jimenez.
Calvin King.
Weibo Gall.
Muhammad Irfan Hassan.
Jenna Mason.
Sabrina Lily Zirkulen.
Jennifer Lindsay Weisbach.
Aisha Gibson.
Noemi Garibay.
Victoria Rivera.
Chak Huang Wan.
Yeyoung Su.
Aurelie Garcia Tulloch.
Dwayne Dice.
Naomi Minato.
Thomas Benfort.
Lily Drabkin.
Kahasia Burley.
Monday Price.
Ariel Hector.
Noah Ben Kogan.
Marie Keating.
Ned Heckman.
Chaim Tuvai Sif.
Grace O.
Shini Tan.
Katie Diggs.
Nikki Choi.
Christina Jacob.
Tara Rajan.
Kira Russo.
Mariah Wade.
Dacia Benjamin.
Betty Balseca Salgado.
Natalie Naftal.
Evan Harris.
Nathan Taylor.
Jaywan Lee.
Miguel Losa.
Michael Houghton.
Kevin Jones.
Amy Jones.
Moses Villa.
Evangelos Zarkos.
Jonathan Kasher.
Travis Hines.
Kairos Pros.
Kat Brody.
Carlene Poland.
Jinjin Zhang.
Duvan Palm.
Ziray Wang.
Colin Roach.
Sean O'Connor.
Ivy Elkins.
Joyanne Parham.
Brittany Acevedo.
Diamond Somerville Nelson.
Austin Hills.
Kelly Liu.
Aaron Mickelf.
Jorge Alvarado.
Ashley Larkins.
Hillary Clark.
Tommy Leo.
Angela Kim.
Jamie Yen Tan.
Gregorio Miranda.
Monica Lynch.
Hervelt Evel McGee.
Anthony Odo.
Andrew Vins.
Courtney Paris.
Catherine Davis.
Kelly Bullock.
Kervince Thomas.
Stephen Lawrence.
Jana Michelle Smith.
Molly Shadiwi.
Michael Vogman Mercury. Justine Rawlings. That concludes the graduates from the Department of Organization and Leadership. I now ask the faculty to rise if you're able, and let's recognize and recognize our master's graduates.
And now, we will begin the hooding ceremony for TC's doctoral graduates. Each department will be presented by their chair, and each graduate will be hooded by a member of the faculty. Please welcome Felicia Moore Mensa, Professor of Science and Education and Chair of the Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology.
Good evening. The Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology consists of 3 programs: Mathematics Education, Science Education, and Communication, Media, and Learning Technologies Design, or CMLTD. We have a long tradition of rich history of interdisciplinary research and practice across our 3 programs. While each program has a unique focus and perspective, our faculty share a common scholarly interest, educational ideals, and a strong commitment to improving society through practice, education, theory, and the enhancement of human potential. Similarly, our students take these same commitments and a sense of activism in their work that they do and in the role of STEM in solving complex political, social, and environmental problems. STEM serves as a driver for play, civic education, student engagement, and out-of-school learning. On behalf of the faculty and the staff of the Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology, I extend our very best wishes to you and your family for this wonderful occasion. We have enjoyed getting to know you and your time here at Teachers College, and we are so very proud of you and all that you have accomplished. Check your email and accept our open invitation to come back to MST and TC always. With TC pride, congratulations.
We now welcome the doctoral degree graduates from the Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology. Rabi Whitaker. Andrea Horowitz. Lena Pelter. The following doctoral student will be hooded by Irina Liblinskaya, Professor of Mathematics and Education. Alyssa McMahon. The following doctoral student will be hooded by Sandra Okita, Associate Professor of Technology and Education. Elliot Hu Au. The following doctoral students are being hooded by Philip Smith, Visiting Professor. Chandra Mangru. Jada John. Mark Young. Brian Darrow Jr. That concludes the doctoral graduates from the Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology. I now ask the department faculty to rise if you're able, and let's recognize our doctoral graduates.
Please welcome Mark Gooden, the Christian Johnson Endeavor Professor of Education Leadership and Chair of the Department of Organization and Leadership.
Thank you. Congratulations, class of 2023. That never gets old. All right, the Department of Organization and Leadership has 5 key programs: Adult Learning and Leadership, Education Leadership, you can cheer, Higher and Post-Secondary Education, Executive Program for Nursing, and last but not least, Social Organizational Psychology. All right. We are a department that believes racial justice, equity, diversity, inclusion, and anti-racism are essential components in leadership endeavors. On behalf of the Department of Organization and Leadership faculty, it is indeed an honor and a distinct pleasure to introduce our doctoral graduates. Congratulations, doctoral graduates.
We now welcome the doctoral degree graduates from the Department of Organization and Leadership, and the following doctoral student is being hooded by Mark Gooden, the Christian Johnson Endeavor Professor of Education Leadership. Jean Marie Moorhead. The following doctoral student is being hooded by Karen Block, Professor of Psychology and Education. Shayna Yearwood. The following doctoral students are being hooded by Sonia Douglas, Professor of Education Leadership. Jordan Grant. Benjamin Veit. Donnie Lopez. The following doctoral students are being hooded by Ellie Drago Severson, Professor of Education Leadership. Stanny LeBlanc. Rachel Harari. The following doctoral students are being hooded by Noah Dresner, Professor of Higher Education. Jeray Matherson. Cynthia Tobar. The following doctoral student is being hooded by Pierre Fowler, lecturer in adult learning and leadership. Michael Ireland. The following doctoral students are being hooded by Victoria Marsick, Professor of Education. Diane Rosen. Yehudi Meshaninov. Mia Kirk. Ruahu Chen. Wow, great job. Grace Alcide. The following doctoral student is being hooded by Anna Newman, Professor of Higher Education. Matthew Goab. The following doctoral student is being hooded by Deborah Numer, Professor of Psychology and Education. Stephanie Van Numers. The following doctoral students are being hooded by Marie Volpe, Adjunct Assistant Professor. Max Orduzar. Carlos Osuna Jr. Michael Palmieri. The following doctoral students are being hooded by Lyle Yorks, Professor Emeritus of Adult and Continuing Education. Jason Mazeski. Stephanie Fritz. That concludes the doctoral graduates from the Department of Organization and Leadership. I now ask the department faculty to please rise if you are able, and let's recognize our doctoral graduates. And that concludes the hooding of the doctoral graduates. Thank you very much.
And now, for the presentation of the graduates, please welcome Interim Provost William Baldwin.
So, this will bring the evening to a wonderful close. President Bailey, Chair Nelson, trustees, faculty, staff, and guests. It's my great pleasure as the interim provost of the college to present to you the master's graduates from Teachers College. Graduates, when I say your degree, please stand if you are able. And everyone, please hold your applause until we're done. Would all of our Masters of Arts recipients please stand to be recognized and remain standing? Would all of our Masters of Science recipients please stand to be recognized and remain standing? Would all of our Master of Education recipients please stand to be recognized and remain standing? And would our Master of Philosophy recipients please stand and remain standing? Now it is my pleasure to present to you the doctoral graduates from Teachers College. Please hold your applause until all the graduates have been recognized. Would the Doctor of Education recipients please stand and remain standing? Would the Doctor of Philosophy recipients please stand and remain standing? President Bailey, I commend these graduates for their commitment to a wiser, healthier, more equitable, and more just world. I look forward to the positive change that they will make as they take their place as leaders in our society. And now you're free to applaud.
Graduates, please remain standing as our ceremony comes to an end. Please be patient. We'll be right back with you.
This hit that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Stylin', wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Say what? It's about damn time. In a minute, I'ma need a sentimental man or woman to pump me up. Feeling fussy, walking in my Balenciennes, trying to bring out the fabulous. Cause I give a fuck way too much. I'ma need like 2 shots in my cup. Wanna get up, wanna get down. That's how I feel right now.
If you love somebody, better tell them why they're here. They just may run away from you. You'll never know what went well. Then again, it just depends on how long the time is left for you. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take me with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child.
It's about damn time.
Something big, I feel it happening out of my control. Pushing, pulling, and it's grabbing me. Feel it in my bones like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Something big, I feel it happening, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Something big. It's about damn time. I had a dream so big and loud. I jumped so high, I touched the clouds. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I stretched my hands out to the sky. We danced with monsters through the night. Whoa, oh, 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 oh.
It's about damn time.
This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life.
Turn down the music. Turn down the lights. I got a feeling I'm gonna be alright. Okay. Alright. It's about damn time. Turn up the music. Let's celebrate. I got a feeling.
Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good, good creeping up on you, so
got a feeling it's about damn time that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night.
Tú dices que no me atrevo. Si supieras que yo ando a fuego. Dime que tú juegas y yo lo juego. No lo dejemos pa' luego, no. Que la luz ya se fue. Y la noche llegó. Ay, quiero saber si usted quiere lo mismo que yo. Dime pa' dónde vamos después de la playa. Si no secamos, yo traigo la toalla y de nuevo nos mojamos. Pero en mi cama te voy a dar tabla de selfie, yeah. I knew my rent was gonna be late about a week ago. I worked my ass off, but I still can't pay it though. But I got just enough to get off in this club. Have me a good time before my time is up. Hey.
It's about damn time. Ooh, I want the time of my life. Yeah. Oh baby. Ooh, give me the time of my life.
Neo, let's get it up. Let's get it up.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street light fever.
Please don't stop the music.
Don't stop believing.
Please don't stop the
Street light fever.
Please don't stop the music. I wanna take you away. Let's escape into the music. DJ, let it play. I just can't refuse it. Like the way you do. Just keep on rocking to it. Please don't stop the music.
The cup of life, this is the one. Now is the time, don't ever stop. Push it along, gotta be strong. Push it along, right to the top. You really want it, yeah. You really want it, yeah. Here we go, ole, ole, ole. Go, 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 ole, ole, ole. Tonight's the night, we're gonna celebrate.
It's about that time. Oh, been so down and under pressure. I'm way too fine to be distressed, yeah. Oh, not the girl I was or used to be. Bitch, I might be better.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like the rain is on the roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Give me a second, I need to get my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom, getting higher than the Empire State. My lover, she's waiting for me just across the bar. My seat's been taken by some sunglasses, asking about a scar. And I know I gave it to you months ago. I know you're trying to forget, but between the drinks and some things, the holes in my apologies, you know, I'm trying hard to take it back.
It's about that time. I'm coming out tonight. 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 Okay.